The following is a Hoop Ball presentation.
What's up, Grizz Nation? Welcome to the show. I'm your host, David Williams.
This is Sam Brewski, and welcome to Hoop Ball Grizz.
This is the postgame after the 106-99 loss to the Chicago Bulls. Grizzlies fall to 6-15 on the season. Man, another rough night, Sam.
Dump.
The Bulls led this game, not quite wire to wire, but it was basically wire to wire.
Yep.
Grizzlies pulled close. They pulled within one in the fourth and just couldn't seem to get the stop to get them over the hump. Good production from the guys tonight. You had Jaren Jackson had a decent game. He had a season high in field goal attempts. He shot the ball 20 times tonight. I said before the game I wanted to see him be a little more aggressive, be assertive. And I'll still say he didn't have a great game. He didn't blow up. He didn't have the big numbers that I would like to have seen him had in this game. But I don't think that the Bulls really have anybody that can guard him inside and out. So Wendell Carter Jr. is a pretty good defender down low. I don't think that he has the speed to keep up with Jaren outside.
Nope.
And Markkanen can probably guard Jaren on the perimeter, but Jaren can dominate him in the post. Mm-hmm. You almost need a hybrid of those two to keep up with Jaren. And he attempted to take advantage of it. It just didn't pan out. He shot the ball 20 times tonight. Just didn't get it falling. He was 6 for 20 from the field. That's kind of a rough go, but I'll take it. I wanted to see him. I wanted to see him shoot the ball more in this game because I didn't feel defensively like the Bulls really had an answer for him. And it turns out what the Bulls didn't have an answer for tonight was
JV Yeager. He's a beast.
Yeah, Jonas blew up tonight. He was I lost the number. Sam, what did he do tonight?
32 points, 13 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals, 1 block, and he shot
70% from the field, almost 71%.
Yeah, he was 12 for 17.
Yeah, he just dominated. He knew Wendell Carter blocked his shot a couple times down low, but he didn't let that deter him.
Nope.
He was getting the ball and he was imposing his will. He was doing what I was hoping Jaren would do in this game. I'm glad to see somebody done it, but it just wasn't enough for the Grizz tonight. Dylan Brooks, I talk about consistency from him. And here's a game where Dylan just falls on his face. And this seems to be a vicious cycle for Dylan. He'll have a game where he produces, and then he's invisible. He had back-to-back games, Minnesota, and then at home against the Pacers, where he produced. Shot the ball well. And then tonight against the Bulls, he was 2 for 11 from the field and 0 for 4 from deep. And into the game with 5 points. I don't have an answer. I don't know what to tell Dylan. I don't have any advice. Obviously, I'm not an NBA player. I'm just a guy that loves the game. The Grizzlies as a team need him to be more consistent. Ja is their number 1 option. Jaren is 2. JV is up there, maybe 2A, I would say. And then you have to have a guy like Dylan that's going to give you an option because JV can do it on the inside. But he's a driver, man. He goes to the bucket. You need somebody on the outside that's going to be able to knock down that shot, that three, the deep three, when he goes to the bucket and he drives you open. Dylan needs to be that guy. The Grizzlies need Dylan to be that guy, and he cannot do that consistently, or at least he hasn't proven up until this point in the season that he can do that consistently. Wow. There I go.
English is hard.
I struggle with that.
It is for me.
Every time. Consistently is not really that hard of a word, but for whatever reason, there we are. Tyus, man, I like Tyus' style. I like the way that he plays the game. Move him to the bench, coach. Let DeAnthony Melton start. Tyus has struggled from the field all year long. The 3 games that DeAnthony Melton has had playing time in, he's produced.
I said something about that tonight. I said, why doesn't he start? Because he does fantastic.
Yeah, he played very, very well. He was a little bit further away from a triple-double tonight than what he was the first night, but he had 8, 5, and 7, which are not fantastic stats. They're not big popcorn blow-up numbers, but in comparison to Tyus Jones, what did Tyus have tonight, Sam?
He had 6 points, 1 rebound, and 3 assists.
So DeAnthony outplayed Tyus as far as minutes. Melton was close to 30 minutes in this game. So maybe that's a sign of what to come. Maybe in the next game we see DeAnthony start with the starting 5. Maybe DeAnthony gets that nod because he's definitely played himself into more time.
And he should.
Yeah.
He should start. But they probably won't because that would make sense. And that seems to be the thing right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I know it's a young team. You're kind of seeing what you have on the table. DeAnthony Melton is by far, and I don't even feel like it's close, a better defender than Tyus Jones. If I need a stop, give me DeAnthony Melton.
Boom.
999 times out of 999. I'm taking him every single time over Tyus Jones. And this is not a pick on Tyus. This is not like I said, leading off, I like Tyus' game, but I feel like he's in a rut. He is shooting awful from the field so far this year. I had it from in the last game. Before this game, I had it up. I think he's somewhere in the low 30% for the season. You got to knock down more shots, man.
Yep.
You have to. But eventually, they're going to start taking away the passes from you. They're going to play back off of you, and you're going to be required to knock down the shots. At the moment that you become one-dimensional in this league, 99% of the guys that are one-dimensional in this league are easy to shut down. There's a handful that are not. Tyus Jones, unfortunately, is not one of those guys. He doesn't fit into that mold. Grayson Allen had a good game tonight. Grayson Allen had 12 and 7. He had 1 assist, 1 steal. He was 5 for 7 from the field and 2 for 3 from 3. This is a good sign. It's only one game. Consistency. There it is. It's kicking my butt again.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sam, you got to say consistency for me the rest of the night. I don't have it, man.
Consistency. I got it.
All right. We're good.
Just point at me. I got this.
Grayson has struggled since coming back from his injury. He hasn't had – this has been his most productive night so far. I want to see him to get shots to start falling for him. He took good shots, and even in the games where he struggled, he wasn't taking bad shots. They just were not falling for him. I feel like
need more consistency.
That's it. That is the broken record that you hear from us every time. Young team, you can't expect a ton of consistency. That's what comes with age.
You said it.
I got it.
You got it.
Didn't struggle this time.
Get it, got it good.
DeAnthony Melton, I already talked about his stat line. We talked about Tyus shooting in the low 30%. DeAnthony's shooting almost 40% from the field this year. He hasn't had the playing time that Tyus has had, but that's not his fault. He's putting in the work. And Tony Allen used to say, oh, man, I'm going to butcher this quote, but it's something along the lines of always be ready so when the time comes you don't have to get ready. And it's something, it's not word for word, but that's what DeAnthony has been doing all year long. He hasn't seen the floor except for in some garbage minutes. That, it was a blowout. Grizzlies down by 40, no chance of winning the game. All right, here's you 8 minutes of garbage time. But he's been preparing. He's been putting in the work. And Coach Jenkins has many, many times this year talked about how he sees DeAnthony Melton is going to be a contributor to this team at some point because of the work that he's putting in. And he's doing it. Over these last 3 games, I don't think you can ask for anything else from him. He has really played well in these 3 games. Love to see it. Just love it, man. I want to see more of it. Let him get the start. Let him get the. We have the Grizzlies have one more game this week, and it is on the road.
The Jazz, I believe,
at Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Give DeAnthony the start. See how it goes. If he goes out there and he falls on his face, you got Sunday off. You pick it up again at Golden State. Give Tyus back the starting job. Tyus, I think, is at the point that he understands as a professional kind of what his role is, and I don't think that he's going to take it personal if you throw DeAnthony out there and see how he's going to do. Maybe he will. I'm not in the locker room. I don't know that for sure. But coming over in the trade, he had mentioned how he knows that he's going to have to be a mentor to Ja Morant and these young point guards. So let's see it. Let's see what DeAnthony Melton can really do with the starting 5. Maybe he goes out there and he produces. Maybe he doesn't. Either way, this is a season where you're trying to figure these things out. And from what he's shown me so far, let it rip, man. Let it rip.
Let it rip, Tater Chip.
I tweeted out before the game today, and I was talking about the things to watch for, what to watch for. And the last time that the Bulls and the Grizzlies played, Zach LaVine at Memphis absolutely torched. Just
was it 34?
37.
37.
Yeah, LaVine went off for 37. And that was one of the things that I said to watch for. Just stop LaVine, because this Bulls team, they're not really better than the Grizzlies. They've been wearing the Grizzlies out. With this game tonight, the Bulls have beat the Grizzlies 7 of the last 8 meetings. And so they've just been giving them the business. Grizzlies hadn't had an answer for them. But look at the records. The Grizzlies right now don't have a guy that plays at the caliber or plays at the level of Zach LaVine. Still got some growing to do. But shut him down. Design your defense to stop Zach LaVine and make one of these other guys beat you, because Lauri Markkanen is their number 2 offensive option this year. And he has not lived up to...
Not the Lauri Markkanen from last year.
Not
the year
at
before,
all.
Excuse me.
Yeah, he's not playing well this year.
Mm-hmm.
So make somebody else beat you. LaVine had 25 tonight. He shot the ball
700 times.
He really didn't shoot it that many times, though. Honestly,
he
really shot it.
Seems like he did.
He
shot
it
in his hands.
The ball's always in his hands.
Yeah, I know.
But he only shot it 13 times tonight. He got to the free throw line 11 times. He still produced. He's going to produce because Zach LaVine is very tough to guard. You just can't let him run rampant. You have to make one of these other guys beat you. Make Lauri Markkanen step up. Make Thomas Satoransky step up. Neither of these guys can score.
Sato would.
He doesn't have it like LaVine.
He's a god. He's not like LaVine, no.
I like Satoransky.
I do too.
I love him on a fantasy team just because what he brings to the table is consistency. You're going to have nights when he blows up and he has a 20-point night. But Satoransky is not a guy that's going to consistently – he is not a 20-point scorer consistently in the NBA.
Nope.
He just doesn't have the skill set. And that's not a knock on his game because, like I said, fantasy-wise, 9-cat – give me Sato and all of his beautiful field goal and free throw percentages with the steals that he brings.
Assists too.
Yeah, I will take that all day long on my fantasy team.
His rebounding ain't too bad neither.
He is a good rebounding guard. But you get what I'm saying.
I do.
You're picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah, I was just giving you a hard time.
It's the Bulls don't have anybody else on that roster that you fear. Not right now.
No.
And let's be honest, Zach LaVine in the grand scheme of things in the NBA, like maybe you don't necessarily fear him, but every team has the one guy that you want to stop. And you look at the Bulls roster and you don't hesitate to say Zach LaVine is that guy. I hope they figure this out because, like I said, the Bulls are not overall top to bottom roster wise. They're not a better team than the Grizzlies.
No.
And the coaching woes, there's been friction between Zach LaVine and the head coach this year. There was an interview where the reporters were asking Zach about what happened when he got pulled off the floor early, and he was just taking shots at the coach. And then LaVine, I believe it was the next game, hit a game winner, and the coach came out to celebrate, and he got nothing. Nothing. So the Bulls have their issues. They were a better team tonight, obviously. So the final score of the game, again, it was 106 Bulls, 99 Grizzlies. Grizzlies 6-15 on the season. Yeah, Bulls are a better team tonight, but overall, I don't see it. There's nothing that you can say to convince me otherwise, except for, the record shows.
Yep.
The record, I guess numbers don't lie.
Ball don't lie either.
It might sometimes.
Maybe.
It lied on James Harden's dunk.
Ball don't lie.
All right, guys, that's all we got for the game tonight. We will close it out. I'm gonna give you another plug on the Bruise Letter. Go to the website. It is hoop-ball.com. Hoop-ball.com. Sign up. Super easy. A lot of content. The Bruise Letter this week covered all 30 teams. All 30 teams.
Jeez.
If you're a fantasy guy, you're looking for the inside, check us out. Hoop Ball Fantasy, there's a podcast. Dan Bespris is the host. This is the best thing about Hoop Ball. The social media interaction. There's multiple guys that go on the fantasy show. Brandon Marcus, Dan Bespris, and a whole list of other guys that go on this show. You follow these guys on Twitter. If you got a fantasy question, tweet at them. They will answer you, and in most cases, you get an answer pretty quick. I tweeted at them today asking a question. Somebody in my fantasy league dropped Vucevic from the Magic.
Nikola Vucevic.
Yep. And so I tweeted out, and literally within 2 minutes, I had a reply. And then we had a whole entire conversation. And obviously, I'm podcasting for Hoop Ball, but outside of doing this, I don't talk to these guys every day. They will do it with anybody. Dan gets on there and answers questions over and over again. Brewski does a Bruise Letter. You go to the website, hoop-ball.com. You sign up for the Bruise Letter. It's free information. I don't know about you, but I enjoy winning my fantasy basketball league. It's great. Bragging rights. If you're in it for money, man, you're not going to find a better place like that. Get the newsletter. We have Hoop Ball Premium. Check it out. It's definitely worth your time. The Bruise Letter's free. Again, doesn't cost you anything. You sign up, hoop-ball.com, enter your email address. Takes you about 10 seconds, and you get a whole buttload of information from the Bruise Letter. That's all I got for you today, guys. I'm on Twitter. I'm at dwill2111. The show is at hoopballgrizz. Come follow us. I'll engage in conversation as well. I love it. Sam, where you at, man?
I'm on Twitter as well. It is Sammy B 1118. That's a capital S, lowercase A-M-M-Y, capital B 1118.
We forgot something, Sam.
I know.
JV, fun fact of the day.
Fun fact of the day.
Did you think I was going to let you get out of here without the fun fact of the day?
I was hoping that you wouldn't forget because it took me a minute to find something that was actually kind of interesting if you put it right. Did you know that he shares a birthday with Chris Paul, Goran Dragic, and Ryan Anderson? So, if you have Chris Paul at the point guard, Goran Dragic at the 2, then you have Ryan Anderson at the 4, Jonas at the 5. You only need a small forward, so we got to find somebody that plays small forward, and then boom, team.
got a whole team that shares the same birthday.
Exactly. There's got to be a small forward out there somewhere.
Surely there is. But at this point, can you even consider Ryan Anderson an NBA player?
I like Ryan Anderson.
He just washed at this point, man. He hasn't been good for a few years.
Well, they've shared a birthday since they were like, when they were all good. So
that is a pretty interesting point.
Mm-hmm.
It's I guess, not. Well, I'll give you that's a JV fun fact of the day.
It is a fun fact.
It's kind of about the other guys too. I'll
It
let
is.
that one slide. All right. Until next time.
Go Grizz.
Go Grizz.
Yeah.
This has been a Hoop Ball presentation.